Welcome to the DK Project with host Darren Kahmeyer and Miss Natalie.
Welcome, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. Sit back, buckle up, and enjoy the ride.
Well, I need to go. I need to go. I need you to say go.
Let's go! And we're back. The Tuesday show with Miss Natalie. How are you, lady?
I'm fantastic. I'm so happy the sun is out.
Oh my! Is that why you're singing while we were waiting? Natalie was serenading us with a little. I know it as Aerosmith, but you're saying Beatles.
It was the Beatles. I was actually getting caught up on my Snapchat videos of my grandson, and he actually likes to play 45s of the Beatles.
45s?
Yeah.
What's a 45? Is that one of those L-View mums?
One of those small vinyl.
Do you still have a record player?
Yeah, we have a record player, but he's got one too at his other grandparents' house, and they're awesome at introducing him to music. But the music he listens to is almost exclusively on vinyl.
I've never owned a record or a record player.
Wow, and you're older than me.
Easy. I don't have grandchildren, though.
Yeah. Well, it's unusual, I think, but I got to give credit to his other grandparents. They're introducing him to a whole nother, that classic.
Oh, for
vinyl.
sure. That's awesome.
So, I love it.
I like that idea. I know my daughter has a male friend. Let's say that we refer to him as the Italian, and he has a record player. They make a record player now that Bluetooths to your phone, so that you can play records. How crazy is that?
Wow. There are some, even Target sells vinyl, and they're often more expensive than CDs.
Gosh, what a weird deal. Are they going to come back with cassettes then? Are we maybe an 8-track or two?
No, man. I think
That's
cassettes
crazy.
were crap, but there's something to be said for vinyl. So we listen to a good amount of vinyl in our household, too.
I know I used to frequent a coffee shop that played a lot of vinyl. It's kind of a nice touch.
I like it.
Hey, did you have a nice Mother's Day? A belated Happy Mother's Day to you?
Well, thank you. I did. It was different this year. Normally, we don't have my. I've got the almost baseball sized family. I've got the 3 grown adult children, and then I have my 2 fabulous stepkids who we have half the time, and we got them for Mother's Day this year. So that was really fun.
Wow, house full.
Yeah, well, my other kids, we tend to celebrate the week after. When kids get older, and this is a great tip for parents out there of adult children, celebrate things not on the day. Schedule it later. Then kids don't got to do that rushing around and going from household to household. We do Thanksgiving the day after.
Really?
Yeah, and so we're kind of doing that with Mother's Day because my daughter has a baby. I want her to enjoy the day. I don't want my kids to feel like they got to, rush to the in-laws and then rush to my house. So we always make sure we get together. It's just not always on the day.
I like the idea. Because you're going to get better pricing on your Mother's Day flowers, cards, gifts the day after.
Totally. My kids are saving money getting the discounted cards.
Look at you. Value. Hey, think about this, though. Here's a question for you with your motherly expertise. I think my wife was somewhat disappointed on Mother's Day. Every year,
why is that?
Every year she's got to go to this full day dance contest. Leaves at like 7 a.m, doesn't get home till 10 at night.
For who?
My daughter.
Ew.
Yeah, tell me about it. It's downtown. So I've now, my kids are older, I got 13, 17, 18, soon to be 18, 19. I'm like, You're not my mom. They should be able to handle this type of situation. I'm getting an angry look from Bob. So this year I'm like, hey, I remind them plenty of notice. I remind them the day before, like, hey, Mother's Day coming right around the corner. And, one got him some flowers, one made a really nice card, one cleaned the kitchen. But I think I maybe dropped the ball. I think maybe, I should have played a bigger role. What are your thoughts on the opposite parent input? Because now I know it's going to be reflected at Father's Day.
So you're saying your wife was maybe a little disappointed in the what was done for her for Mother's Day because you didn't do anything?
Well, no, just because we didn't make a big hoorah out of it. We didn't do anything because she was gone the whole time. I actually went and visited my mom for Mother's Day, and then it just kind of left it at that. So and we normally, this has become kind of the standard. My daughter always dances on Mother's Day.
Wow. I think, it kind of goes back to my original suggestion, which is to not do things on the day. For one, Mother's Day is, it's a Hallmark holiday. So
that's a good idea.
Yeah,
Where were you 5 years ago?
Yeah. Because she always dances on Mother's Day, I would plan something ahead of time, the day before or the day after, where, you provide dinner, get some takeout. I can tell you this, the number one thing, in my opinion, that moms are looking for is we want that acknowledgement. We just want some appreciation. Being a mom is the most thankless job in the universe. And it's so beautiful and wonderful just to have that acknowledgement. It doesn't have to be, you don't have to move mountains. I'm not a big believer in just because it's a holidays are not invoices for a gift. I think it's wonderful when people do give a gift. It's another way to express appreciation and acknowledgement. I don't ever see it as an expectation.
I think I'm kind of in that era where, when you have an 18-year-old male in your house, they don't really give a shit about anything. Much less a Hallmark holiday where they can appreciate their mom.
And it is on you, Darren. It is on, the other parent to round the kids up and set that example of, hey, mom works really hard all year long.
I put like 15 years of hard labor into Mother's Day, and I thought maybe I would hand the reins over, and it backfired. Backfired right into my face. But
no, they're not ready.
So maybe what I got to do then is schedule a late week Mother's Day, and because flowers will be back to cheap again.
Yeah.
I love it.
But provide dinner. Idea. Take her to dinner or get some really awesome takeout, just take things and the work off her plate. Ooh, my dog's going to kill somebody.
Oh, man. Hey, did you see that thing on the news about that guy with the pit bull got in a fight with a bear?
No. Where was that?
Yeah, I don't know that.
Was that local?
Well, in Minnesota somewhere, yeah.
Wow.
But the bear got the better half of the dog, although we didn't see any pictures of the bear.
Who won?
And it was a pit bull too. Kind of disappointed. Pit bulls are supposed to be tough.
I feel like we're hearing more and more about these bears.
They're getting closer. There was just one at Lord Fletcher's like last year.
Yeah. Sadly, they shot it. They
wanted to play a little volleyball. Did they kill it or did they just tranquilize it? I think they tranquilized it.
No, they killed it. No, they killed it.
Well, that's a safety issue.
Well, I don't know. Why can't you tranquilize it and then, move it somewhere else? I mean, I try not to,
I don't know.
I'm not in their shoes. I wasn't there at that moment, but you hate to see an animal like that, who's just doing what they do, which is living.
How scary is that though? When you roll into Fletcher's for a little cordial and you see a bear?
Yeah.
I mean, that's a little crazy right there. I mean, maybe in Excelsior, but not at
Lake
Fletcher's.
Minnetonka Bear. There's a big hoo-ha going on right now in Excelsior in one of the residential neighborhoods because there's a family of fox. Do you say fox
really?
Or foxes? What's the plural? Foxes? I think it's foxes. Let's go with that.
Okay. Fox it is. Did you say fox or foxes?
Foxes. I think it's foxes. I don't know. Point being, there was a family of them living at that Minnetonka co-op, Minnetonka Music Co-op, and excuse me if I'm getting the name wrong. It's a music co-op.
Where's that?
Right on the outskirts of downtown Excelsior.
Oh.
Right off of that main, what is that, 1915? I always forget. Oak Street.
That's 19. Yep.
It's 19.
Well, so they could move over to my buddy Bigfoot's house. There's plenty of junk in that yard they can live in and feast off of. That's not far from there at all. I had no idea. So there's a family of fox chilling in Excelsior.
Yeah, I heard, unfortunately, the male was killed. They found him dead. So the mom and the babies are now left.
Was it your dog that got him?
Yeah, my little 4-pound Yorkie poo.
Your feisty dog is making his way onto the podcast.
I know. And then we got the 85-pound giant schnauzer who would befriend the fox for sure.
A little bit of a contradiction. What'd you do with those dogs while you were in Hawaii?
They go and stay with the groomer, who's like their godmother.
Oh,
Her name's Susie. She takes amazing care of them. They don't. She's so good with animals. When she brings them back, she'll bring the giant schnauzer back. He will try to get back in her car.
ah. Nice. There's your giant schnauzer dog update.
Yeah, it makes me feel like a bad dog parent.
Hey, you were mentioning a little earlier that you've got some new local establishments that you've been to, or what do you got going on there? Some new local establishments.
We've got. Yeah, I'm excited. All of a sudden, there's these new places opening up. Have you heard of the Lake Room?
Yes.
Which is over by the Narrows.
It's like 25 years in the making. I think everybody had pretty much written that thing off, especially after Jimmy died. But they...
it feels like it.
Well, yeah, we drove by the other day. There's
seafood.
People in there.
Yeah, I want to check it out.
The pricing is aggressive.
Well, it's probably a special occasion,
Yeah.
Nicer. But I got to tell you, their food porn is on point.
Really?
I've been following
at the
them
website?
on social media.
Oh.
It's on their website. They're on Instagram. They're on Facebook.
I'm going to check it
looks
out.
So incredible.
I'm going to take one for the team.
Yeah. I'm going to try them out too. They're on my list to get there in the next week or so.
Yeah, they've been working on that. Do you know the story on that? They've been working on that for, I don't even know. I've been in that town for, 12 years, and they've been working on it it's been in the works.
I didn't know it was that long.
But then the owner of the Narrows, whom I'm assuming owns the building and was doing it, passed away unexpectedly probably 2 years ago. And
I'm sure that threw a wrench.
I think the family took it over and kicked her into high gear, which took 2 years. I mean, it's not a big place. It should be quite interesting and an intimate setting for a... Hey, maybe that's where I should take the boss for Mother's Day. Shh.
Maybe that's what you got to do.
I'll just tell her it was so booked up.
Or not.
I'll just tell her it was so booked up we couldn't get in on Mother's Day. This was the soonest we could get in. It's all coming together.
No. I got a better one for you.
Oh, all right.
Tell her you wanted to do it not on Mother's Day because you wanted the focus to fully be on her for Mother's Day.
Yeah,
you didn't want to celebrate Mother's Day.
She's going to call bullshit on that right out of the gate. that ain't going to go over so well. But I'll try it. I'll try anything once.
Yeah, they're new. And then there's a couple other new, there's 2 new shops that opened in Excelsior, right on Water Street. There's one called Sweet Nautical Boutique. They do women's clothing.
Is that over there where the oil place was?
Yeah, it's over where the oil, I think it is that spot.
How do these people with these olive oil stores think they're going to make it?
Oh, they do. That place was there for a while. It's delicious. There's a gal at the Excelsior Farmers Market, too, that sells those oils. And I got to tell you, that stuff's incredible.
I don't know. Good. Gimmick.
Great.
What's the other one? A running store.
The other one is, Luya, I think is how you pronounce it. They're a shoe store.
Yeah.
So they're also on Water Street.
Is that the running shoe store?
No, that's a different place.
Oh, my. 3 new stores. You heard it here.
Yeah, so Luya opened just the other day. They have shoes, handbags. They deal with a lot of handcrafted. That's how they kind of describe their brand. Handcrafted, well-made, artistically designed shoes.
Sounds
bags,
like a place
accessories.
I'm probably not going to go into. Although I could go pick up a Mother's Day gift.
Yeah, you could. I got a great pair of boots that the man got me a while ago from their other location. They have another location in Zumbrota and also Stillwater.
Zumbrota?
Yeah, I don't even know where that is.
Cats, I do. It's just north of Pine Island, which is just north of Rochester.
Oh, I know where Pine Island is.
Down the old Highway 55 or 52. 52. I used to live in Pine Island. I started.
Well, and then as you mentioned, the running store. They opened several months ago.
I don't know. I look at these places and I think, what I don't know. How do you think like a running shoe store or how are they going to make it? The rent there is ridiculous.
Not really. Some of those, I think that, it's some places, yes, it is. But really, it's not that unreasonable.
Is that one you're talking about in the old flower store with the Dungeness looking place out front?
Yeah, that's where the new shoe store is.
Speaking
So,
of which,
I don't know.
the brewery had the Rolling Stones cover band in. They were
Oh, I
killer.
missed that.
They were
Really?
killer.
Did you go?
Well, I walked by. It was too loud for somebody
Yeah.
my age.
Well, and you know what the brewery has now that excites me to no end, and I need to go check it out. The brewery, the Excelsior Brewery, now has their own food truck.
Nice. God, those guys are just killing it. You know what I bought yesterday?
Lobster roll sandwiches.
I got a mobile rig so we can go on location.
Oh, a mobile what?
A mobile rig, like a mobile
yeah.
device for taking the podcast on the road.
Let's just go and show up. Do we really need anybody's permission?
Hell no. We aren't going to get permission. We're just going to do it. I like that
Just
idea.
park it next to the food truck.
I didn't know they had a food truck. I like that.
Yeah, that's
So,
totally new as well. So
there's-
now they got
there's
a
a-
food truck that's located there.
There's that new frozen icy thing in the parking lot of the automotive store. They have the
Are you talking about, of the automotive store where?
right across from the brewery. They have the loudest generator ever. Like nobody in the city thought to say, "Hey, maybe we should get those decibels down a little bit on that."
Now, you're not talking about, is that the, what
It's like
is
a
it called?
trailer.
Nautical bowls?
No. It's like frozen lemonade or something in a trailer.
Yeah, no. No, I have not seen it yet.
Well, I'm sure you've heard it because it's seriously loud. Everybody needs to skip that and head on over to Mound to the Lost Lake Creamery, where you can
That's
where you
I
can
get
hear
my
yourself
ice
think.
cream. Yeah.
Premium ice cream. Bingo. I like it. No, I think the whole lake area is booming. I saw some people tubing on the lake yesterday.
That's a little nutty.
Insane. Water
Were they
temperatures
at
at about
least adults?
54 degrees. No.
Kids?
No, yeah, kids making bad decisions.
Wow.
Real
that's-
bad. I like
That's
it though. There's
dumb.
another new place opening up just south of 7 there from it's the family of that Lagos Tacos. And they're doing like Southern food or something.
Yeah, 7 and 41.
The old
forget
carpet
name, but they're
store.
opening. Yeah, chicken and waffles, old school Southern food. It's kind of the
Yeah.
place, I'll have to find something. That sounds like a place that, the once in a while, but it sounds interesting. We don't have anything like that. So I would imagine you're
wow,
gonna be
there's a
there.
reason why we don't have any of that. We got grits and all that kind of crap.
I bet. I mean, if it's Southern food, you would think. Yeah, I feel like there's a renaissance going on. There's and some of these businesses that the new ones are replacing, they were there for years, and there's a season for everything and everyone.
Oh
So
yeah.
these are people that are around for a long time. Then they decide that they're going to retire and sell, like the owners of the flower shop.
Yeah, I wonder
and
what that
now
sold
these
for.
new
That would have been a
places-
buy.
I don't know.
Although I think their taxes in that town are maybe a little bit high.
Yeah, but I need to dedicate a couple days to just go around checking out some of these new places
I'm
in
sure
Excelsior
you will.
right now.
I'm sure
gonna.
you will.
Even the running store, because though I am not a runner, because I am somewhat morally opposed to it.
Can you say that?
Well, personally, it's just not my thing. I can't, I don't have the stamina for running so much, but I got to tell you this, the right pair of running shoes makes all the difference. And I want some good shoes for walking.
Sounds like our first
and they carry
advertiser.
I know. I need
What-
to go talk to them.
Why don't you get over there and lock that one up? Hey, we're going to head into break here, but I'm going to tease with this. We are 99 days from something. Do you know what it is?
I could take a guess.
Hold that thought, and we'll be back right after this. Today's episode is brought to you by the Lost Lake Creamery, old-fashioned ice cream parlor, located at 5575 Shoreline Drive in Mound, Minnesota, just off the Dakota Bike Trail and the Lost Lake Channel on the north end of Cooks Bay of Lake Minnetonka. Stop in and see them today. 24 flavors to choose from. Pick up some ice cream on the way to the lake or on your way home from the lake. The Lost Lake Creamery, old-fashioned ice cream parlor. Hey everyone, it's Darren from the DK Project. I want to tell you about my outdoor living space. I contacted NRD Landscape a few years ago, and they came out and helped me with the design and build of my outdoor dream space. I've actually used NRD on my last 2 projects, and both went better than expected. The team at NRD were so helpful throughout the whole process from design to completion. I mean, let's face it, the process is difficult to design and build your outdoor space. Why not bring in the pros at NRD Landscape? Whether you've been thinking about it for a while or you're just starting the process, Contact NRD Landscape Design to get your project to the next level. Don't let another summer pass you by. Check them out on the web, nrdlandscape.com, or give them a call at 952-212-2665 and tell them you heard it on the DK Project. All right. So before the break, we were teasing, or I was teasing, 99 days from...
I'm going to guess that it's the Minnesota State Fair.
Ding, 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 ding. Yes. Is that not weird to hear since we just got our first 60-degree day? I mean, come on. So anyway, with that segment, I found a little data on the State Fair. Do you go to the State Fair?
I do not. I have not been in probably a decade. I think I've been one time.
But you're familiar
and truthfully,
with it.
Once in the last 15 years.
Do you have a favorite?
But I'm very familiar with it.
They probably don't even have the same food items if you were there 15 years ago. But I've got the top 8 2018 revenue grossing State Fair foods. Oh.
Wow, revenue grossing.
It's actually interesting because what does the fair run? 10 days?
Yeah, I think it's 10 days. Obviously, those Sweet Martha cookies have to be at the top of that.
What is that your pick for the top?
That's my guess for the top.
So a couple different I'm not going to read all 10 because we don't have that kind of time, but a couple ones that kind of stood out to me. Obviously, the French fries and the cheese curds and the cookies. But the one that really has to make a lot of money is the roasted corn stand. 'Cause everybody loves that. Any idea what kind of money that brings in a 10-day series of the State Fair?
I'm going to go with $875,000.
You'd be 200 short. $1,080,000.
I was close, though.
It's ridiculous.
Wow.
They also sell about $1 million in fries and about $1 million in the Dairy Barn does that. That's a lot of 50-cent milk, let me tell you. Although they do shakes and stuff like that too. The thing that jumped out at me though is that obviously Sweet Martha's at the top. She's got $4.7 million in cookies.
Holy moly! So Sweet Martha's is at the top,
and they're not skimping either. Like you get a ton of cookies. It's
oh yeah,
but I think you're paying $25 for a ice cream pail of cookies. They're making money. But the thing that stood out to me is if you are at Miller's flavored cheese curds, you're bringing in $613,000.
Oh, I would think it would be more cheese curds being we're in Minnesota.
Minute. Funny you say that because if you're at Mouthtrap cheese curds, $1.3 million, you're doubling that number.
Wow.
I mean, 600,000 is good, but $1.3 million is better. Are those ridiculous numbers or what? 10 days.
That's incredible. And you know what? These people deserve it. You got to work hard to get into that lineup, to be able to get to where you're even allowed to be there, even as a vendor. It takes work, and for some, it takes years to get in.
Well, and one of my businesses that I run, one of the original guys that trained me has a frozen ice cream stand there, and I was always like, because he'd ask me to come help him or whatever, and I would, of course, but he paid really well, and you got into the fair and whatever. But I'm like, why do you do it? You kill yourself for 10 days, and then I started to get a picture of what kind of money he's making. That's and he's just a small stand on the backside of the fair, but he's still there today. I mean, it's a moneymaker for these folks. Obviously, these are the top 10, but if you're at $555,000 for the Giggles Campfire Grill, I don't even know what the hell that is. And that's at number 10. I imagine number 20, they're still pulling down $250,000 for 10 days.
Oh yeah, and think about it. 10 days, obviously there's some prep that goes into it, but then you're out. I think it's totally worth it if you have a business and you could do that.
I'm going to do it. We got to come up with something good. And I'm classifying myself as a professional eater, so I think I can make it happen. Maybe I'll bring my ice cream. Maybe I'll bring my ice cream there.
Yeah.
You know what I should do? I should contact that guy and say, hey, because he's got to be getting old. Jeez, he was old 20 years ago when I met him. So he maybe wants to sell out, and I move in there. Boom, podcasting and ice cream.
There you go.
You could probably do a whole year's worth of shows from the State Fair. There's some people watching going on there. I mean, that is Minnesota's finest right there. I go, though. I go every year. I went one year and bought a hot tub because I always want to buy a hot tub at the State Fair. It's the thing to do. But otherwise, there's a few things I frequent, but my daughter loves those Sweet Martha's cookies, so I'm contributing to that $4.7 million. But I saw those numbers and I thought, man, that is crazy. It's a good week. The place as a whole brings in a ton, but I don't know. I would just like to be one of those people who own a house across the street so I could sell lawn space for parking.
Well, they do. Some of them charge up, $20 or more?
Oh, man. We were there one year for the Roger Daltrey concert, and we got overserved, and we wouldn't leave. And actually, I was like 2 people behind the next person in line to do that rocket chair thing, with the bungee cords. That's how you know I was overserved. But then we're leaving, and the guy that I was with, 2 guys I was with, we parked in these people's lawn, and it's like 2:00 in the morning. And that one guy that I'm with was really intoxicated, and he decided to cut a whiz on their front lawn. And the lady sticks her head out at 2 a.m. and goes, "You can't stay. It's parking for the fair. You need to go home." It was crazy. I imagine they see a lot of crazy, though. Those people make some money with just renting out their lawn for a small period of time. But I don't.
There could be a little book about it.
Well, I think there's a little up in their value. We've done some valuations over there, and the numbers are a little higher there because of that convenience. 10 days of madness, though. I wouldn't put up with it just due to the parking.
For me, I'd hate it.
Yeah.
I'd hate it. I'd hate having that many people in my neighborhood. I would hate the traffic. Can you imagine trying to come or go?
Well, I think I would try to VRB. And the crap. Ugh.
I would VRB on my house and go stay somewhere else.
Bam! Look at that. Look at that. Giving those ideas away. Now the Minnesota United soccer thing is just down the road. A couple miles, but man, I don't know. Traffic's going to be ugly. But anyway, there's your state fair update for this week. I thought I would get that in because the 99-day thing is really what threw me. I don't, because that's really the end of summer, and we've only just begun.
We haven't even started, and you're already bringing up the end, man.
I know. Wow, I thought I would do that. I thought I would do that. I think Bob's having a seizure. Oh, wait a minute. That means wrap it up.
Yeah.
So we're going to put another one in the books here. I will look to tune in. I'll look for everyone to tune in next Tuesday. Swing over and check out our website, thedkprojectpodcast.com. And Natalie, next week we're going to talk about your race for the Phillies. I didn't get it in. I apologize.
No worries. We have time.
Yes, exactly. But remind me, and we will get it in next week, and we will overdo it so that people are very familiar. So tune in next week. We will have another one coming at you, but this is where we say goodbye. We'll talk to you later, Miss Natalie.
Bye-bye.
Bye now.
That's a wrap for today's episode. Don't forget to subscribe and tell all your friends. If you'd like to reach out, you can use the studio line at 612-504-6500 or by email, thedkprojectpodcast@gmail.com. And of course, there's always social media at the DK Project Podcast. Thanks for tuning in.